Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, Shipyard Champions. It is Season 4. Season 3 ended with me as the winner, so I guess I gotta defend my title. Let's see, today's challenge is by Ulairi, and it reads as follows. 8-inch Menace. The Spanish Navy has unleashed a menace of a battleship that is packed with 8-inch guns and a couple of high-caliber sniper rifles. Your mission is to sink this battleship. A spy managed to take a picture of said battleship. This is the only data we have on said vessel. Use it to your advantage. And included is a picture that I think I'm gonna use as the thumbnail. General settings. Enemy nation Spain. Enemy year 1910. Share design always. You will face the battleship 8-inch Menace. You may not look at this ship beforehand, except for the picture added in the challenge. Friendly nation, free pick, year 1912. Okay. Weather, own choice, but random will give you 1 point. Range, own choice, but between 15 and 20 kilometers. Okay. Time of day, morning. Friendly ships, 1 heavy cruiser. Plus 1 free pick from below, choice 1. 1 extra heavy cruiser, choice 2. You may add 4 destroyers. Secondary challenge, low maintenance. The person who keeps the maintenance value of his ships as low as possible will gain an additional point. The person who has the highest maintenance value will lose a point. This will be calculated when you finish designing your ship. The maintenance of your ships will be added to one another to see your final score. So I guess if I pick the 4 DDs, their total maintenance will be added to the maintenance cost of 1 heavy cruiser. Or if I pick 2 heavy cruisers, it's just going to be, well, double of 1, logically. Point system. Sinking the enemy battleship will give you 2 points. Using randomized weather condition will give you 1 point. Losing your entire task force will lose you 1 point. The person with the lowest ship maintenance total will gain 1 additional point. The person with the highest ship maintenance total will lose 1 additional point. And time is the tiebreaker. Alright. So between 15 and 20 kilometers. Let's go with 20. Share design always. Weather random. Daytime, morning. So do I want to do 1 heavy and 4 GDs? I think so. I think that's the play here. Because you can get the maintenance cost of a DD very, very low. We'll see. I might change my mind during the design phase. So let's go about designing our cruisers. I went with Austria-Hungary because they can get some pretty decent heavy cruiser hulls. What's the base maintenance here? This one is a little bit cheaper. This one has good tower spotting. What can I get on this one? This one has terrible tower spotting. Yeah, we're going with the cheaper hull because I think it's actually better. Or what about this one? That is awful. And the reason I'm looking at tower spotting is, well, because the weather might not be very good. Well, let's see, maintenance. Training does impact maintenance cost, but it also makes like everything better. Let's go 83, cheapest kind of veterans. Range. Let's see, I can reduce the beam. Might also reduce the draft, I'm not sure. Speed should not be like completely... maybe 18 is gonna work if my plan is to just hit it at long range. Which is my plan. I see there's plenty of range. And I am playing on vanilla, by the way, because I'm facing a shared assigned ship. Let's see, secondary tower, secondary tower. Yeah, I think that one is actually smaller than this one. Minus maintenance cost? Yes. Plus maintenance cost. Might actually want to keep the multiple expansion. And the natural boilers. Let's go with a little bit of this. Range is still plenty good enough to not start the battle on low fuel. Crop 3 is gonna make it more expensive, yes. I don't think the enemy ship has torpedoes, but anti-torp also gives me resistance. Let's just add some of this stuff. Maintenance is already going up by quite a bit. What's the max hull size I can get here? I guess it's like that. That might give me room for another main gun turret. Speaking of, I want to go with 11s. What's the, like, the smallest barbette I can fit? No, that's never gonna work. Ah, yes, that works. It looks really dumb, but badly placed. There. Perfectly placed. Got a bit of a 4-weight offset. I'm thinking. Yes. That does work. It looks kind of silly, but, you know. Anyway, barbette armor. Let's go with that. Let's go with standard ratio. We're only fighting a single ship. Capitalistic 1. These guns are Mark 3s, right? Yeah. Tube powder. And I guess TNT 1. Gonna keep my my flash fire chance low. Let's just not take any of the stuff I don't think I'm gonna need. Coincidence 3. Hydro, not gonna need it. Radio, not gonna need it. Turret armor. Let's go 13. 13. probably not gonna have to worry too much about plunging fire. What's the maximum armor on the belt here? 8 inches. Oh, fine. We're gonna go 8. What's my maintenance cost now? 4.7 million. I don't know if that's a lot, like compared to what the other ones are gonna get, but maybe it is. I want some more barrel length. 12 is the maximum. Gives me more range, more belt penetration. Is that it for my ship? Maintenance 5.2 million. That is kind of expensive. 5.3. It is kind of expensive, but let's see if I go with heavy shells. I'll just reduce my reload, increase my reload time, reduce my rate of fire, I meant to say. But it improves my damage and penetration, which is kind of the important thing. If I go with balanced rudder, it's not a huge difference in cost. I can go with a lot smaller funnels than that. Oh, 5.4. Did my maintenance increase? 5.4. It doesn't make a huge difference. They don't cost that much. I have to wait offset. Let's move you up here. I guess that's better. Could also try and move this turret up on this deck, but I just don't think that's gonna work. I don't want to make it faster because that's gonna increase my cost, but if I make it slower, not a huge difference, but guess we can pack on some more armor. It's also going to make my ship more expensive, but not by that much, really. 4 is the maximum. Wait, can I actually increase this now? 8.1. Oh. 8.1. I guess that's it for my heavy cruiser. Now, my DDs. If I can't get their maintenance cost lower than 1 million each, I'm gonna, instead of going with the DDs, I'm just gonna go with the 2 heavy cruisers instead. Let's see, Destroyer 2, trained crew. Range, as long as it's more than like 7,000 kilometers, it's not a problem. Slimming it down is gonna make it cheaper. Making it smaller is gonna make it cheaper. Quarters. Actually, it doesn't have a huge effect on maintenance cost. These ones will probably need turbines to be fast enough to not like get demolished. Do I need the best tower? No, I really do not. These are just gonna launch torpedoes. The guns are just for show. Just there because I need them. Now, how fast can I make this? 36, is that doable? Maintenance, 500,000. 39. Oh, maintenance, a lot. 38. Yeah, I think that's the realistic maximum. But the range is now terrible. It needs to be better. They're gonna start on low fuel. If I go in like this. I can increase it like that. That should be enough. Now, torpedo launchers. Pitch and roll. Like, completely terrible. What kind of torpedoes can I get here? 19-inch. Fast torpedoes? Maybe an option? 4 kilometers. 6.7 kilometer. I think that's what we have to deal with. Yeah, might as well. Let's have these not explode. Corrupt don't make a huge difference, actually. A little bit of a difference. This is where I might actually, yeah, blow my budget. Let's give them some armor. If I make them a little bit slower, 37 knots. 36. 35. Then I can reduce the range. Hang on, hang on. They don't need gun accuracy. Reducing the beam should, in theory, reduce how expensive the engine has to be. 37 knots. I think that's it. I think that's it. Reduced light. Do I even need coincidence rangefinder? I really don't. I don't care about the gun. really do not care about the gun. It could also reduce the draft. Just keep an eye on the range, which should be at least 7,000 kilometers. There we go. This should make them harder to spot. So luckily, hopefully, if the weather isn't good, they might get close enough to drop their torpedoes. That's maintenance, 920,000 each, plus, that's 920,000 times 4, plus 5.5 million. Not gonna do the math now, let's just head into combat. And yeah, 8-inch Menace, I saw it down here in the loading. So you're what have you built, Ulairi? What have you built? Okay, I'm detaching all of these. That's Division 3. Torpedoes off. Weather is clear. And you are joining with that one. Torpedoes off. My very, very slow heavy cruiser. We'll have to spot the enemy. I want my DDs to kind of go in separate directions. Get it in a pincer attack. I was hoping I would be able to spot the enemy. There we go, the enemy is spotted. It has spotted my DDs. Come here, other squadron. We're dumping torpedoes. Tatra D2 did not dump its torpedoes. Didn't exactly show up where I hoped it would. So the pincer didn't actually pinch. Let's see here. It's got 2 single 13-inch guns. Mounted forwards. It's got a lot of 8-inch guns. What kind of range do you have on those? 8-inch guns, 15.7 kilometers. 13-inch guns, a lot of kilometers. And we're just gonna slow down to cruising speed. It is very slow. Also, by the way, guns off on my DDs. Targets. Oh yeah, I've got smoke launchers. I've completely forgot about smoke. I've been playing Naval Arms Race for so long. I completely forgot smoke was a thing that DDs have access to in the base game. Should have brought more torpedoes for my DDs. Ah, but we scored a hit on the 8-inch Menace. Let's see, what kind of armor do you have, Mr. Menace? 14 main belt. Fore and aft belts are not too thick, but the fore and aft belts don't really cover that much, because the here's the A turret, and the engine room ends all the way back here. Yeah, that's a very long citadel and a long main belt. I was kind of hoping, based on the fuzzy picture I saw and the description, that it would have like very long extended belts, but it doesn't. Yeah, had I remembered I had smoke available, I think I might have might have gone with fast torpedoes. There we go. My cruiser actually scoring some flooding hits. Let's see, you got Ballast Diet and TNT-1. Tatra is reloaded with her torpedoes. Tatra D2 not quite reloaded yet. D1 and D3 almost reloaded. I want to bring them in closer. Dodge this. And these are auto torps, they can just go home. Ah, it is sinking. There we go, it sank. Time. 28 minutes or so. There we go. That was the 8-inch Menace sunk by DDs. I guess the cruiser gets a participation trophy. Oh, it did cause some floodings, making the torpedo hits easier to score. Yeah, that was my attempt at the challenge with the 8-inch Menace. Now, question is, my maintenance cost. What did it add up to? Hang on. I gotta do the calculating. So, combined maintenance cost. I kind of just rounded it down to something. It's 9,000. Excuse me, 9,180,000, or let's say 9.2 million. Is that a lot? Is that not much? I'm not sure. I think my DDs could probably have been even cheaper. But all in all, it worked out. And yeah, if only I'd remembered I was playing vanilla and not Naval Arms Race, I might have just gone with short-range fast torpedoes and just gotten really close to begin with, because, well, smoke launchers let you do that. Don't have smoke launchers in Naval Arms Race. So, yep, that's this week's challenge. Links down below to all the other participants. So let's see how they did. Goodbye, and take care.